Bayonetta 2 is more than just non-stop crazy action. Between those scenes, she has the opportunity to explore and find hidden chests, Muspelheim gates, and even fights, and doing this will net her rewards such as broken witch hearts. Find 4 and her health will be permanently upgraded. But there are a ton to find, 40 in total, not including the ones that can be bought at the Gates of Hell shop, and we're going to show you where to find them all. Chapter 1 has the most hearts in it by far with 10 in total, though 2 of them can't be obtained on your first time through. The first of these can be found as soon as the level begins. If you've unlocked Bayonetta's water snake transformation, jump into the water between the docks and swim toward the right side. There's a gap in the wall that you can swim through. At the end is a chest containing the broken witch heart. The second heart can be found in the Muspelheim gate at the far left side of the square. Complete the mission and you'll be rewarded with the broken witch heart. As soon as you exit the gate, drop into the nearby water and break open the chest. Inside is the third broken witch heart. A little further along, once you complete verse 2 in the underwater circular arena, go to the right and follow the broken path. At the end is the chest containing the fourth broken witch heart. The fifth heart can be found in this same area, but it also requires the water snake transformation. Once you're back in the arena, jump off the left side and swim through the arch. At the end is the chest with the broken witch heart. Once you're out of the water and in the place where you first meet Loki, go to the left corner to find an Umbran resting place. Collect the broken pieces within the time limit and return to be rewarded with the 6th broken witch heart. From here, drop back into the water and head under the left arch to find a Muspelheim gate. Complete the challenge to obtain the 7th heart. Once you've entered the cathedral, do not immediately drop to the floor below. On the right side is another gate. Yet again, complete the challenge to be awarded with the 8th witch heart. Continue on until just before you receive the recipe guide. In the room on the left is an Umbran resting place. Gather all the pieces in time to restore it and receive the 9th witch heart. The 10th broken witch heart can be found just before the boss fight. In the area with a small bridge, drop into the water on the left side near the gate. This will trigger a fight. Defeat the angel to be awarded the heart. Moving on to chapter 2, there are only 2 hearts to find. The first is in a Muspelheim gate that can be found at the end of the wall that you climb on the left side. Complete the mission to get the 11th broken witch heart. The 12th witch heart can be found in the area before Loki triggers the giant wave. Drop in the water and go through the arch. Down the stairs and to the right is a chest containing the heart. While Chapter 3 has no hearts, Chapter 4 has 2 of them. As soon as the level begins, work your way across the buildings until you reach a bridge. Jump to the buildings beyond as there's a chest on the last one. Inside is the 13th broken witch heart. The next can be found a little farther along when you're able to walk along the wall. Use this ability to find a Muspelheim gate near the water and enter it. Complete the challenge to unlock the 14th witch heart. Chapter 5 is hiding 4 broken witch hearts. It's also where you unlock the water snake ability. Use this to travel to the left side of the wide open starting area and find an Umbran resting place on land. Collect all the pieces in time to receive the 15th heart. The next heart can be found in the same area. Go to the right side and find a circular piece of land next to a ruined gate in the middle of the water. On top of it is a Muspelheim gate. Complete the mission to receive the 16th broken witch heart. Continue on until you reach the room with the Gates of Hell shop entrance. Run past it on the right side to get to the chest. Inside is the 17th witch heart. The next witch heart can be found shortly before the end of the level. After having the conversation with Loki as you walk up the stairs, there will be a Muspelheim gate at the top. Enter it and complete the mission to unlock the 18th broken witch heart. Moving on, the next witch heart cannot be found until Chapter 7, the lone one in this level. Once you enter the insides of the demon, fight through until you see a path branching off to the right. Follow this path until you find a Muspelheim gate. Once again, complete the mission to get the 19th heart. Chapter 8 has 5 broken witch hearts to find. The first one can be found as you're making your way up the broken staircase. Before you reach the next major landmass, look to your left and down. There you can see a hidden chest. Float down to it and open it to find the 20th heart. Follow the path up and around and you'll come across a chest containing a lollipop and a room filled with breakable pots and a Muspelheim gate. Enter the gate and complete the challenge in order to unlock the 21st broken witch heart. The next one can be found when you enter the portal containing the flooded cathedral. Swim to the second floor to find the chest that holds the 22nd witch heart. Moving on, the next heart can be found in the area with the spiral staircase. To the left before it is a Muspelheim gate. Take on its mission and win to receive the 23rd broken witch heart. The 24th heart can be tricky to get on your first try, and you only have one chance or you'll have to play the level again. Right at the end, jump through the gate that speeds you through the air. On the left side is a red crystal. Run into it to break it open and receive the broken witch heart. Chapter 9 only has 1 broken witch heart. It's found within another Muspelheim gate in the middle of the area with multiple columns. Complete the mission and the 25th heart is all yours. Chapter 10 has 5 broken witch hearts to find, with the first being soon after the level begins. Before following the path, look to your left and find a Muspelheim gate. Go inside and complete the mission for the 26th heart. Once back outside, follow the main path until the giant centipedes attack. There's only one chance at this one as it's an automated sequence. Dodge the centipedes until they form a swirling column. As you're going through the middle, another one will break open a rock in the way. Position yourself in the upper right of the column to run into the 27th witch heart that comes out from the center. The next heart can be found after traveling along the creature that connects one landmass to another. Behind the rock on the left side is a Muspelheim gate. Enter it and complete the mission for the 28th broken witch heart. Continue on until you take on verse 10. Afterwards, go to the right and find an Umbran resting place. Quickly collect all the pieces and return to receive the 29th heart. From there, continue to the right until you reach a clearing. You should trigger verse 11, which rewards you with the 30th Broken Witch Heart. The next set of Witch Hearts can't be found until Chapter 13, which contains 6. The first of these and the 31st heart can be found in the room with the Gates of Hell entrance. It's in the balcony above. Just double jump to reach it. Next, head to the room to the right of the Gates of Hell. The 32nd Witch Heart can be found in the chest found there. Once you get outside, you'll see a small structure on the left. Head toward it to reveal a Muspelheim gate. Complete the mission inside to receive the 33rd Broken Witch Heart. The 34th Witch Heart can be found just before verse 10 in the collapsing pillars. You'll see a chest to the left of the stairs. Go beyond that to the edge and look down to see another chest down below. Break that open to find the heart. The next heart can be found shortly after verse 10. As soon as you jump on the platforms, the statue will begin to fall to the right, taking you along the required path. However, you need to quickly move along these platforms and jump straight beyond to reach another platform containing a hidden chest. Inside there is the 35th Witch Heart. Continue on until you reach the hallway right before the crescent table. There's a gap in the gate on the right side. Go through it and all the way to the other end to find a Muspelheim gate. Go inside and complete the mission to receive the 36th Broken Witch Heart. Moving on to Chapter 14, there's only one heart to find, and it's right at the beginning. Look to your left as you travel down the path to spot the chest containing the 37th Witch Heart. In Chapter 15, make your way through the level until you reach a gated door. Around back is another path that leads to a dead end containing a Muspelheim gate. Head inside and take on the mission. It's one of the trickiest in the game as you can't touch the ground and there's only one pillar. Use your gun to quickly take out the small angels that first appear, and then quickly fire it to chip away at the larger enemy. As he swings to destroy the pillar, jump once and start using your extended combos to lengthen your airtime. Keep an eye out for his attacks and how close you are to the ground. Use your second jump if you have to and continue the combos until he's dead. Successfully doing this will award you with the 38th Broken Witch Heart. The 39th heart can be found nearby as it's in an Umbran resting place. Gathering all the pieces can be tricky. Dash towards the arch, double jump on top of it, and then go to the nearby pillar. Use your cat form to long jump to the next piece and do the same for the piece on the left. Use this technique again to gather the last two pieces before the time runs out. Return to the resting place and receive the Witch Heart. In Chapter 16, the final Broken Witch Heart can be found once the shooting sequence is ended. Before taking the main path up the mountain, follow the path on the left. At the end is the chest with the 40th Witch Heart. To complete the Witch Heart collection though, you'll have to buy the rest at the Gates of Hell. There are 5 available, one at 30,000 halos, one at 50,000, another at 70,000, a fourth at 90,000, and finally one for 100,000. With this you'll have your max health.